The sad truth is that most goals fail. The question is, why? Well, usually it's that the goals are way too vague or way too all or nothing. They're eat better, exercise more, or quit smoking. They have no plan, or one has one relapse and they go right back to abandoning the goal entirely. This is why I invented the 10 principles of goal setting. What I want to do is I want to share with you 10 principles that you can add to any goal to increase your odds of making that goal a reality. The 10 principles of goal setting are: find a cause, commit then figure out, skin in the game, positive self-sabotage, seek support, make it measurable, add accountability, routine, time-bound, and stay determined. I guarantee if you have a goal and you use these 10 principles, your likelihood of achieving that goal will go up drastically. Principle 1, find a cause. In Weight Watchers, they call this keep your why close by. And the thinking here is that without a strong why, your goal is wimpy. But the stronger the why, the more likely you are to overcome any how that gets in your way. So, for example, if your goal is to lose weight, that's not a strong why. But if your goal is to lose weight so that you can be healthier and play with your kids, that's a great why. The stronger your why, the more likely you are to succeed. Principle number 2 is commit, then figure out. So many of us think all our ducks need to be in a row before we can have a go at a goal. Yet the truth is, ducks in a row is usually a no-go. We spend so much time planning that we never actually launch. That's why I like to commit, then figure it out. For me, I don't like ready, aim, fire. I like ready, fire, re-aim. Commit, then figure it out along the way. Principle 3 is skin in the game. This means get invested in your goal. Now, many of us will sign up for gym memberships like through Planet Fitness, and Planet Fitness, to my knowledge, is about $10 a month. The challenge with this is that really painful enough to motivate someone to continuously go? Or is that not enough skin in the game that $10 a month is easy to overlook and not go to the gym? So for me, when I committed to the Ironman in Hawaii, I committed to a plane flight. I committed to buying a bike. I committed to an Airbnb. There were thousands of dollars spent on this goal. It was too painful for me not to train for it. I want you not to be afraid to invest in yourself either and to get some skin in the game. Principle number 4 is positive self-sabotage. Now, the word sabotage literally means to obstruct, and your goal in using this principle is to obstruct yourself from making negative decisions and to give easy accessibility to you to make great decisions. So what that looks like is this. When training for anything fitness related, I try to keep a clean fridge. I try to keep carrots and hummus and Greek yogurt in my fridge, and I try not to have Snickers on hand. If I know that I need to go outside and drive somewhere to go stand in line at a convenience store to buy a Snickers, I'm probably not going to do it. It's inconvenient. However, if it's very convenient for me to go to my fridge and get Greek yogurt and hummus and carrots, I'm going to do that. I've used the principles of positive self-sabotage to obstruct me from making negative decisions and to incentivize me in making healthy decisions. There's a principle in psychology known as activation energy, and this is basically the energy it takes to start a task. The more energy it takes, the less likely we are to do that task. The less energy it takes, the more likely we are to do that task. So, say you want to watch less TV and you want to read more. If you put the remote in a box up in your attic, and you put the book right on your coffee table, right in front of your couch, right in front of your TV, are you going to be more likely to go up to the attic and get the remote out of the box? But that takes a lot of activation energy. Or are you going to be more likely to very easily pick up the book and read it? There are so many things in our lives that we can make more accessible to us to do the things we want to do and to prevent ourselves from doing the things we don't want to do by using the principle of activation energy. No great dream has ever been accomplished without a great team. The challenge is, it is your job to seek support. Now, if you ask me, you can't have too much support. LeBron James is one of the best players in the NBA. Does he have too much support? Is support a sign of weakness? He has an assistant coach, a head coach, a nutritionist, a sports psychologist, a chiropractor, a massage therapist. Does he have too much support? But unless you're LeBron James and you have a support team built into your job role, for most of us, it's up to us to seek support. We have to reach out to friends and family. We have to say, hey, will you support me and join me in this goal? Yet, the more you can reach out and seek support, the more likely you are to have success in your goal. Principle number 6 is to make it measurable. And truly, what you measure gets improved. One thing that helps me measure my progress is my smartwatch because it counts my calories every day. I can look at my smartwatch at any given time and see if I've only burned 200 calories that day, I'm slacking. If I've burnt 600, I'm crushing it. If I've burned 600 and I'm crushing it, I get a hit of dopamine, and the dopamine from those results fuels me to continue going. If I look at it and I've only burnt 200 calories, I get a feeling of guilt. Still, that guilt is a good thing because it motivates me to stay on track. They say ignorance is bliss. In terms of goal setting, ignorance is failure. What we want to do is be intentional with our goals and we want to measure them so we can stay on track. Principle 7 is to add accountability. When I was training for the Ironman in Hawaii, my primary accountability partner was a 60-year-old man named Howard Irwin, who is also my very good friend. Now, being about half his age, Howard and I did not train at the same level. But Howard was vital to my success because he showed up every day at 6:30. This made me accountable to show up at 6:30 at the gym as well. That above all was the most important thing in helping me train consistently enough to achieve my goal. So for you, how do you add accountability? One way you can do it, tell your friends your goals. Don't hide your goal in the closet. That's where goals go to die when they have no accountability. Tell people you know your goals. Then they're going to check in with you and say, hey, how's it going in working on that goal? Adding accountability is key to achieving success in your goals. Principle 8 is routine, routine, routine. Experts will say it might take 66 days to achieve a goal. But that's not 66 days over the course of a 365-day year. That's 66 consecutive days. That's what it takes for neuroplasticity in the brain to kick in and for your brain to rewire itself to make it a new habit. So the key is, goals don't change people. Lifestyles, routines do. If you're trying to build a new routine, add it to an existing routine. If you go to work every day from 9 to 5, work out at 8 or work out at 5. But the goal is that you make it consistent enough to become a habit. Principle 9 is to make your goal time-bound. When I was training for the Ironman in Hawaii, the Ironman took place on June 3rd of 2017. I couldn't call up the director of the Ironman and be like, hey, you know what? I slacked off a little bit. Can you push that goal back about a month? I had to hit my time-bound goal, and that gave me a sense of urgency and focus that didn't let me drag it out or lose my focus. I encourage people to set aggressive time-bound goals. I would rather someone set an aggressive time-bound goal and only hit 80% of it than hit 110% of a wimpy goal. So don't be afraid to set aggressive time-bound goals. Principle 10 is to stay determined. We all fall off the horse at times. The question is, how quickly are you willing to get back up? So many of us are afraid to set big goals. We say, I'll run the 5K instead of running the marathon. But if you're capable of running a marathon and you're only doing 5Ks in your life, you are selling yourself short. You're never going to get the satisfaction out of running a 5K that you would a marathon. And yet a marathon requires determination. It requires resiliency. But it also comes with the biggest reward. If you want to achieve any goal in life, use these 10 principles of goal setting, and I guarantee it will add depth to your goal and you will reap the rewards.